What's up, everybody? Been a while since I made one of these, and a long time since I filmed anything, but we're here, and I just got through airborne school, 2 weeks off, and like another week off, and still trying to figure out this whole life thing, and identity, and all the things that make me me. Trying to put up some more stuff on the walls, been going through some stuff that my parents brought down. There were like 2 memento boxes. Still missing something that's really meaningful to me. I'm not really sure what I did with it. It's somewhere in this room, but I have no idea where. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, it's been rough. I celebrated 8th birthday recently on June 12th, and it was my 27th, and I don't know if it's just because I thought I'm not where I'm supposed to be yet, or I want to be somewhere else, but I keep looking in places that I'm not supposed to be looking. And what I mean by that is, I was having this discussion with my aunt. My aunt is amazing at taking things off the table. She is so good at telling people like, hey, this is realistic, or that's not a real goal, you know. Well, my dad, on the other hand, very helpful. Anything's on the table. You can bring anything to the table too. But I need more direction in the discipline of seeing what I can actually do with my life. And yeah, I think I kind of finally decided the avenue I want to go. And in some ways, actually, I think it kind of picked me. I think I'm kind of forced to be here. I know that's dumb. Like, oh, I signed a contract, or obviously, you should know. But obviously, this wasn't my first job choice, and I just want to be good at it. And I think I'm in a great place to continue to be good at something. So I'm going to try to be the best, and I'm going to try to master what it means to be a combat medic. I also want to hopefully go into executive protection, like a bodyguard. And really, I just want to be the best. I want to be like a top 5%er in both of those fields. And I actually do believe I can do both. I think I can be a really good medic, especially of the combat sort. EMT, I think I'd be okay at. But, I'm blessed to have amazing people in my life who always believe in me and always tell me when I'm acting unbelievably ridiculous. Moreno, if you ever watch this, I just want to say that wearing that firefighter outfit and just kind of running through, like, it just seemed like it was something I could do, even if it's just volunteer status or whatever. And you saying like, hey, you kind of look like a firefighter, and that wasn't the first person that's ever told me that. Maybe that comes into fruition. Maybe something happens there. Who knows? Right now, I know I'm on a path where I'm going to learn to be one of the best trauma medicine practitioners I can be. If not for the military, then for like an executive protection detail, or even for firefighter/EMT. So I'm very grateful to have been able to spend the time I did with y'all, and pay it forward, and give back to the community, and just very thankful for everything. Yeah, I gotta get after it again. I won't say I've been lacking, but I've sort of been distracting myself from a larger issue, and that's the fact of the matter is, I'm kind of pigeonholed. I'm kind of pigeonholed in where I need to be in my career, and I'm kind of pigeonholed where I need to be in life. And my aunt said it best, don't look that way, you're not going that way. Because I keep on looking for other avenues. I keep on looking for escapes and different things to do. And even though at 27, I actually almost feel a little younger than I did maybe at like 17 or 18, maybe 22. I definitely feel younger than when I was like 22. I think that's because I'm finally in something. I'm also noticing that, like, I'm very glad to have learned that to stop needing people to like me, and I keep on coming back to that thought very often, and I think it's been getting me some really awesome results. Like, I don't need people to like me anymore. And with the boxes that my parents brought down, I was reading notes from back when I was a youth group leader, back when I was just a youth student for the church. A lot of people wrote like, hey, I love your genuine personality, never change. Like, so many people just wrote never change, and I kind of just been thinking to myself, I'm like, why am I trying to change so much? Like, who am I trying to be? Why am I trying to I need to get my head out of my own ass, and I need to remove myself from the bigger problems, and just remember that being good is good enough. You know, trying to be good at your job and trying to be a good person is really ultimately what it comes down to. Like, you should enjoy your job, you should enjoy your life, um, and a part of that is being good, just being willing to sacrifice for the people around you. And like, we all sort of know when something is good. We sort of all know it, and we also have an inkling of like, oh, this is gonna be bad. And Lord knows, I recently did something where I didn't, even though I had every inclination and inkling of knowledge going like, this definitely is not the move. And I went for it anyway. I could tell you, like, I knew the whole time. I knew the whole time. And I chose, I guess I want to say I chose comfort. I chose comfort, or I chose something that was below the identity that I had for myself, and definitely the identity people had for me. I feel super guilty. I feel so guilty. I was shaking the next day, dude. So, what I'm trying to do with this video is just talk about, like, if you ever never feel good enough, whoever watches this, there are people who hold you in high regard that are willing to forgive you more than you're willing to forgive yourself. And you've got to extend that level of amnesty and friendship to yourself. And when you do, it's easier to go do the good things again. And it becomes a cycle where you forgive yourself, you can do some good, people see that you're good, people tell you that you're good, you feel good, you do good. People forgive you, you do good, you see people, like, it just becomes this thing where you reinforce an identity. And a lot of it has to do with like a little bit of redemption cycles. Sure, we all falter, we're not perfect beings. We make some really weird, fucked up choices. And yeah, just remember that, like, you're not above redemption. You're not. And whatever identity you have, if it's one that's self-destructive, if it's one that is telling you you're not enough, you got to find a way to pull out of that. And I know that sounds super stupid, like, yeah, no shit, but you got to find a way to frame something just a little different. Like, for example, I'm actually like pretty much $10,000 in debt today. I went on vacation, decided like, hey, I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind and do this, do that, spend. And there was some like previous history, right? Like, it wasn't just like I racked up 10 over vacation, but I did that. And throughout my lifetime, I have thought about taking my own life about 3 times, maybe a little bit more. But now I'm here at 27 and I get like one last re-roll. I get like one last attempt at changing my life. At least it feels that way. And I know that's probably not true. There's probably a lot of attempts. Like, there's a lot of things, a lot of gears, a lot of wrenches I could throw into the gears. But you'd be surprised by just how much opportunity there is if you never take yourself out of the game completely. Like, whether it's relationships, people, or opportunities, like, if you're in the right place, the right time, with the right mentality, some great, amazing things can happen. And you should never let your identity from the past dictate what that future is going to be. Lord knows, well, at least when I signed the contract, when I signed that dotted line, I knew I was willing to bleed for my brothers. And seeing it today, like, people are willing to bleed for me. I never thought I would be in the room of people who are ex-military and on their deathbeds, but now I'm tasked with giving speeches and helping coordinate those events. There's just a lot of things I never thought I'd be doing, and a lot of it just came from this underlying hope that my father gave me. Like, it was just like, hey, anything you want to say, well, you'd be good at that, you'd be good at that. And sure, it might have cost me a lot in the short term, because I've tried everything at this point. But now in the long term, I actually feel very, very set and comfortable with the decisions that I kind of have to make going forward and with who I have to be. When I say I want to be a top 5%er for executive protection, I mean that. Like, I really hope that this is the beginning of an awesome journey where I get to hopefully learn how to be a better medic, and I get to learn a new skill and trade one last time, and just do that for the lifetime. And I hope to, whatever passions, hobbies, and things that come my way, those don't distract me from wanting to be good at something and mastery of something bigger than myself. And that I never lose sight of giving back to community, friendships, and people. Those are the number one assets you're ever gonna have in your life. It's gonna be the people around you. Alyssa, thank you for taking that last call. I know that was a ridiculous one, and thank you so much for the words that you said when I said, honestly, this time it's really not that bad, and you just said, hey, you're in the hospital, and yeah, I don't want to finish that. It's a story for a way different time. I'm very grateful for things that could have went one way and ended up going the other, including the bad stuff. The bad stuff that I've done, the bad things that have happened to me, and the bad things that I've chosen to do. I'm still very grateful for those opportunities and just the way it all played out. I'm hoping to get better at these videos. I'm hoping to get better at a lot of things. I know I suck. I know these videos suck. Trust me. I don't even know what I do half the time. They're just awful. But I hope with mastery to something that this can also improve. I'm hoping to improve every asset of my life. I want to get a better body. I want to look like one of those guys on Mind Pump. And I know that those guys took years, took discipline. I want my bank account. I want to not worry about savings. I really want it. I just want to make a lot of money and to be like, wow, that's going to be enough. Like, I'll know what to do with it. I need a bigger shovel. I need a bigger shovel, because I have such a small one right now. The military, I know it's called the service, but we're underpaid. We are underpaid. It's just great for opportunity building. But I'm so glad that I took this opportunity. Like, even with all the suck, even with all of the people who have told me to shut the fuck up at 8 o'clock in the morning, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm still so grateful for the opportunities and the people that I meet, for the churches, the communities, and I'm not even that religious. I mean, like, honestly, I think I just came back into religion maybe like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I kept the faith, but I don't really, I'll say it, I don't really care for God. I don't really care for the whole shenanigans that come with it, but I do care about the belief in something bigger. So that's probably why I'm going back. And I kind of need a North Star again. I need a little bit of guidance. I don't like the guilt, and I don't like the not feeling good enough that comes with religion, but I do enjoy the we're in this together, that camaraderie, and the belief in something bigger. That belief in something bigger, I think, is something that is lost upon a lot of people, something outside of yourself. Just again, right now, if I was to choose my identity, right now with my track record of what happened while I was on leave and while I was in airborne school, I wouldn't be very hopeful right now. I probably wouldn't be very smiling, and I'd probably be going back to that mentality of I should end it all. I'm not worth it. I'm never gonna get it right. Because I've been there a few times. Stood on that ledge. I've done that reckless thing. Aimed something where it shouldn't have been aimed. But then I would have never been in these moments here where I get to go for my dreams and re-roll that game of life dice one more time. And as long as you never take yourself out of the game completely, there's a chance you'll win at something. You'll win. It's statistics. And eventually, enough dice rolls, enough head flips, enough coins, you're gonna see a pattern of some victories, and you're gonna be like, yeah, that all makes sense now. That whole series of tales where it was like 20 losses in a row. It all makes sense now because right now I'm winning. And I'm winning on the bigger ones. I'm winning on bigger turns. So yeah, just keep your heads up in the game. I can't wait for these videos to get better. I can't wait for people to come talk to me and be like, wait, are you talking about like mental health and suicide, and like you go through that because I still do, and I still make really dumb decisions. I don't know why, right? Like sometimes you just think about it. It's whatever. We'll get through this. The victory's already ours.